Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am the one and only Lokxiie, and I'm with the one and only beautiful
Kaylee, honey.
And today we have the table of facts. Today is the day that everybody has been waiting for.
Like unraveling. Yo, makunutu already. Defects. I didn't certify.
Okay, guys, very important to the audience. Remember that silence is very important today because recording is taking place, and please switch off your cell phones or put them on silence. Okay, let's give a special welcome to the people on the table today with us. We have the following. It's Sivs Nogabe.
Yes.
It's Madebu. It's Bloem Guru. And we have Kirk and Lokxiie. We have Tlezz. And we have Kgomotso. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. How are you?
They look stressed out.
Day by day.
I'm well.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you guys ready?
Is everyone ready?
You're hard.
Okay.
First question. Already.
Let's get it rolling.
How can the industry be advanced?
That's a very good question.
First of all, I think we first need to see and evaluate. First of all, like, what are we doing? Like, what does the industry consist of in Bloem? Who's doing what? What's happening where? So that we understand what it is exactly that we're advancing. Because we can say, yeah, there's an industry, something needs to happen, but if we don't really know what's going on, we can't be advancing something that's not there. We can't be ghosting things that are not there.
In terms of industry advancing, I feel like our culture is not progressive. We might have something in
In Bloem.
in Bloem.
Yeah.
Our
In
culture,
the Free State.
it is not very progressive. If you would say.
No, it's not progressive. And again, how does the industry become advanced, right?
Yeah.
What happens is, it goes back to funding. It goes back to promoters and organizers believing in Free State talent. Bunch, right?
Yeah.
And it goes back to being invested, but we're invested in us, not the other way around.
But as an artist, do you know where you stand, like what your craft is about? Because I feel like most artists are very confused. They're very confused in either like what they are exactly doing and what their roles are.
No, listen to this. Dala what you must.
Hey, hot.
So if one would say, okay, no, the artists are confused. They don't know what. Yesterday she was rapping, today she's MCing, tomorrow she's doing promos. It's because the industry is so vast and it is so complex and it is so beautiful. Although we have a lot of shocks in the industry, but it is so beautiful, right?
But what do you identify as?
I identify as a voice-over artist, as a promo practitioner, as a vocalist, as a radio DJ, radio personality, as an all-rounder. I grew up in a very rounded family, a very industry-orientated family.
Okay, so, it's more about your voice.
Yeah.
So what about then an artist who is about maybe doing clothing?
Like fashion and retail.
Yeah, fashion, rap. Tomorrow she's a rapper. Tomorrow she's a singer. MC. Like no, we have to. But then that's not the problem is you can't be everywhere.
Okay.
Like you have.
Can
to,
I ask?
As people, you have to go a certain point, and then the other things will go. Because you have to identify yourself first. Because I cannot say, who are you, what are you doing, and then I'm a singer.
Wait.
What's the main point, like your main point? Yeah, strong point. Yes.
Can I intervene? Sorry. Can I intervene? I understand from what you say, but as an artist, it has to be like groundworks. You can't always like channel your route. You have to explore, and it's also part of growing as an artist. You can't like channel in one path and hope, because sometimes you can do something and go in a different path, and you might realize it works for you, and you might in wonders from whatever you've been focusing on and putting your energy on.
It's magneto ko na ko, you know. But man, wait a minute. I can't believe my.
be a part of everything.
Okay, but now I feel like why much was I focus on one thing. I feel like how do you think everything to You understand? So you have to try and do a lot of things so that you can grow as an artist. Because I know I can nice singer, maybe it's a player. Then give you the opportunity or something I love.
True. We're living in a world of cross-genre. Entertainers nowadays are not just entertainers. You'll find that they're business owners, they're artists, they are doing
Property
other things.
owners.
Exactly. So nowadays, whatever it is that you enter the industry as, you're going to have to uphold it in a way, but still also be able to multitask. The problem that gets us stagnant is that we want to do everything at once and be successful at once. That's the problem. Now everybody wants a piece of the pie, like there's this big pie and nobody can have a piece, but there's this huge gap for a lot of things that are not there, and there's a lot of talent in Bloemfontein. That's why I'm saying we need to identify first what's in the industry, what can I add value to, what is it that I'm bringing, what's valuable about what I'm doing, and then when I get in it, nobody else around me sounds like me, dresses like me. Like you were saying, before we started, the image you present, it's not the same as somebody else's. So whatever it is that you bring onto the table, it's marketable. That's the problem with us in Bloemfontein. We all want to do something the same in a way, and we want to look different, but the unfortunate truth is exactly.
To add on to what you guys say, people always say, okay, let's say someone has a winning formula. Let's say someone, they have this copy mentality. Okay, sharp. This thing is working for him. I'm trying to in the same route. About Spanish are the same strategy, because at the end of the day, you can't use the same strategy because we are different people.
True.
What he's using, it will not work for you.
Yeah.
It will work. It'll be regular now because he has this kind of characteristics. They are better suited for him to work in that route.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Lokxiie, that was very hard. Second question. How has the industry changed in the past 5 or more years, and what do you think, what do you predict will happen in the next coming 5 years?
Okay.
This is for the audience, actually.
Before we make it for the audience, let's direct this question to people who have been into the industry for more than 5 years, like Ponch, and I don't know who.
I've been in the industry
For more than 5 years.
more than 5 years.
For more than 5 years.
Okay, sharp. Okay, look at us now. Look at where we are right now.
Do you want me to flex?
And for people who grew up in the industry,
listen, like,
Nogabe,
no. In a sense of, right, when we start arts, we're going to focus now on the badge. Honestly speaking, the Free State industry has evolved for the better, personally for me.
Exactly.
Right? We have people like Ponch once again looking for young, fresh talent out of the box, So yeah, we are evolving slowly but surely.
And as I've seen when it comes to what I've been dabbling in, when it comes to hip-hop culture, there's so many different sounds that's coming out of Bloemfontein that I feel like 5 years ago, it wasn't there. It was always, I want to be a rapper, I want to look like so-and-so, I look up to so-and-so. But now people are actually bringing their own styles. It's no longer just Gomorrah rap or I want to sound like the fraternity. No, you are, there's so many. People are actually evolving from 5 years ago. So it's coming along, but the problem is, there's always going to be a problem. Recognition. That's the only thing that I feel like, it's always going to damper on and kind of burn out the fire. Not burn out the fire, but you get what I'm trying to say?
Extinguish.
It's all in the marketing. Because if you wanna to recognize you have to work on your brand. You have to become a brand more than an artist.
Just a quick point.
That's the problem.
Guys,
Could you please rephrase your question?
Okay.
I think
How has the industry changed in the past 5 years or more? And what do you predict will happen in the next coming
5 years.
Okay, are you talking about the hip hop industry? Right?
Entertainment industry as a whole.
For what I know, in the olden days, rappers used to be
When you refer in the olden days, 10 years ago?
Over 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Because I was a rapper also. Growing up, I was straight more with okay, we were a group, singing, rapping, and all that. For me, we used to do it for We used to know what we're doing, man. If you see like these days, you know what they do? They do it for the fame.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So how can you want to blow
Exactly.
up while you want to do it for the fame?
For clout.
You want to walk on the street, you want people to like shout your name,
Recognize you.
punch. You don't know what you want when you're like that. I'd rather be unknown than make money out of hip hop.
To add on to what Punch is saying, the problem with Bloem artists, if I could say, let's say they get that little bit of traction there. They start acting like celebrities. That's the problem. That is the biggest
But do
problem
you blame
that
them
we
though?
are facing.
How do celebrities
Act like
Okay. To put it simply, they act like they're on top of the world. They own everything. They wanna be given special treatment wherever place they walk in. They could walk in here and then sit here and they trying to look like the Migos and
you
like.
as an artist, don't you deserve like maybe
Yes, to
No,
feel that
I know
special
I do,
treatment.
but to a certain extent, I know I do. I deserve that. But thing is,
So what's wrong with that?
There's something let me say, as an artist, you should be careful of what you post, what you do. You are a brand.
You are a brand. Yeah.
You know, I've been advertising like a couple of chicks.
Yeah.
Like I told, who's this chick, Nyaki, if you want to be a good artist, go to branding, like brand yourself, make photo shoot, behave on social media, greet people, be kind to people, you'll blow. That's what I said to her.
I believe we have a question from the audience. Wait. I believe there's a question from the audience.
Is it on? Okay. Hi. Hi everyone. My name is Natasha. T. I remember you said you have to limit yourself, right? When you are a brand. But now it goes back to the point. Therefore, in life you can never limit yourself. If I am multi-talented, if I can be a promoter, be an MC, be an event organizer, be a singer, be a rapper, what's wrong with that? If it's what I can do and I'm capable of doing it and I succeed in doing it, what is wrong with that? Like, I don't understand when you say, if you, an artist or a brand, you have to limit yourself. You can never limit yourself. Like now, you have to dollar what you must. You have to secure the bag. Do you get me? So with you saying, oh no, I can't be a rapper because... Sorry for my language, but you understand what I'm trying to say. And like really, for me, I'm not an artist, but being in the industry for like a few, really do what you got to do. Secure the bag. No, yeah, now.
To add to that, it has to make sense. Like if you're doing everything, it has to make sense. You can do everything, but it has to make sense. Yeah. It has. You can't be.
It's not even a matter of limiting yourself. It's a matter of being able to identify yourself, knowing yourself, knowing what you can do. Not everybody can multitask. So you as an artist, you have to see for your strong points and your weaknesses. You might be good at emceeing and then maybe lack in the rapping. Let's say you are a rapper, fine. But then identify yourself as an MC to go that.
But like, I feel like you're contradicting yourself right now. Because a few minutes ago you said you cannot limit yourself, you can't do a lot of things. Yet now you're turning the story, you switching it up. You saying, no, you can be an MC, but yet you can still go into rapping. Like, here's the thing. I could be a bomb rapper. I could be a bomb MC. We have the likes of your Boite. Boite can be an MC. She has her own brand. She's a rapper and she's good at what she's doing. So now when you say it's limiting yourself, like...
She's a mouth.
What he's saying is, I actually get what he's saying. What he's saying is that find what works for you mostly. Now, it's not a matter of contradicting yourself, man. Find what works for you mostly, man. Obviously you can do that, but find what works. Obviously, like, you have to go out there. You have to go out there and see what works for you. And once you find it, and they all work for you.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, go for it. Basically, find what works for you mostly.
If now you get a gig to be an MC, to rap, and to do something else, you're all good at them. Which one are you going to choose? At some point, that at the same time, same day, you have to choose one.
One is gonna suffer.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Like, which one are you gonna go for? What are you gonna identify as? Which one is gonna be like more?
Okay, guys, as I said, as I said,
I think we're gonna move on now.
guys, before moving on to the next question, I want to clarify this. As I said, let's one person at a time, and let's stick to questions that are being asked. Let's not change the question, or else we're not going to finish this.
Short, eh?
And exactly, because we have a lot to talk about. Moving on.
Okay, go on to point ntho swara sa bua le the guy there for the artist mo di shabagana di batla go itse as a promoter ka buka motho sa itse.
Yeah,
we coming to that. Let's subtract it for now. We're coming to that.
Next question.
Take that and keep
Let's
that.
keep that for now.
Keep
that for now.
That's a solid point, but keep it for now.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, the biggest challenge in the industry right now.
Okay,
the biggest challenge in the industry, artists and event organizers and promoters, everything around it.
Entertainment is,
because there's no communication. If you can communicate, everything.
And do you believe like there's a solution to that?
Yeah.
What's the
You know
solution?
what? I beg to differ.
Why so?
Sponge talks about communication and between artists and promoters and event organizers.
Yeah.
We have a problem. I would take Sponge, for example, and tell him, okay, I'm going to charge you 5K for an MC gig. Okay? We have it.
Yeah.
Via WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It's a verbal agreement.
Yeah.
There's no contract.
I call him out on social media. Taking on the screenshot. What more do you want? What more communication do you want?
From my side, I'll never do that. So
Yes.
I think you should ask someone who do that.
No, but that was an example. I'm just saying, what communication?
You're not saying you have done it or you will do so.
What communication are you talking about? Because I could come out. For example, take Casper and the designer guy. The designer guy came out, got screenshots between him and Casper. Casper promised the poor guy money, but still never paid him. So what communication are we talking about?
Okay, can I add, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
You may.
Guys, since in the advancement, why don't we rather contractualize?
Yes, let's sign contracts in 2020. We sign
Because we
contracts.
make it a contract rather than.
Now, what you guys don't know, if ever like we have an agreement on WhatsApp, it's a contract. If you don't know,
It's a verbal agreement though.
it's valid.
One person at a time, guys.
Okay, one second. Let me speak. Yeah.
You know that thing is valid.
It is valid. You can actually use it in court.
Yeah,
It
valid.
stands up in court
Yeah.
because it's
So what are you
written.
talking about?
What's the contract? To go to change my
Thank you.
I'm told you to like the
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Is it valid?
It comes
My
about
guy.
as weak.
It's
My
what
guy.
you can prove. It's not what you say.
To
What
go
you
to
get.
change.
Oh, God, no.
But to speak, I understand where you're coming from. Then. But to honestly speaking, if you contractualize everything, it becomes more reliable. Legal. You can actually, court, it will be more friendlier than.
Yeah, but the problem is a lot of people in Bloem are not registered.
Exactly.
We are registered at Bloem.
Yeah.
I give you a contract. They want to need your VAT number, everything.
Yeah,
you don't have that.
You don't have that.
Yeah.
That's the
We
problem.
can simplify that. We can simplify it and just make it like, this is to say, I agree with Sivs that she's going to promote my show from this time to this time on social media. She has to retweet this many times.
What's a show?
And that's it.
A show is something that should be like.
Your event.
Yeah, it should be registered. In court, they're going to see that you're not registered. So you don't have a case.
So now what happens to somebody who comes into the industry who's very new, who knows nothing about the legalities of, being in,
Not being informed.
Let
promotions or
somebody
being...
needs a manager, someone who help him out.
Who knows the business?
Yeah.
So now it goes back to where do you start as an entertainer in the Bloem industry?
Where do you start?
Exactly.
When you start, you should start small.
That's what I'm
Get
saying.
to know people.
Yes, connect.
It is very important knowing people.
That's what I'm saying, that there are people out there that are starting small, getting to know people, but they don't know all these legal stuff that we're talking about here.
That's why I said get a manager.
But now the problem is
But you cannot just wake
exploitation.
up and have a manager.
Yeah, but the thing in Bloem, we don't have like workshops where like, they can teach people about the industry.
But it also comes to being
we are not that advanced yet. We haven't reached that point yet.
No, actually.
There's a lot in Joburg.
Yeah, there's a lot for us to each other.
Okay, but just a quick one. We have a lot of funding platforms in Bloemfontein. It's just that our eyes are not open, and we think that it is limited for people who are at this particular stage in their life, in their careers. Can I mention this? Just a quick one. National Arts Council. They fund kids who study arts, the arts overseas, who go overseas for the arts. They fund kids around South Africa. They fund kids. You especially may do events. You need funding, whether you like it or not. They are coming next month. They're here. Pack offs. They show you how to fill in applications. They tell you what to bring. So that's why we should keep our eyes and our ears open all the time. And also inform each other.
Yeah.
Integration.
That
need to be integrated.
Okay, sharp. But you have to show them something.
Yes.
Your brain is fundable. You have to. Your CV.
Which is of course not even CV, pictures, videos.
Videos, everything.
Stage, right?
It's true.
Yes.
Social media footprint,
Yes.
everything. Yeah. Everything basically.
That's why he was busy saying social media is very essential. You build a brand.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? How do I get my gigs? I get them via social media. The more active, the more your content makes sense, the more your inboxes are popping, babes.
Okay.
Take control.
And your band.
Who is more likely to be blamed for these challenges seen in the industry? The artist or event organizers?
Each and everyone.
No.
Each and every-
Everybody takes the blame.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a very short.
Okay.
That was a very, very short one.
What is the number one way we can sustain difference?
Okay, that is a very good.
What is the number
Or
one
way
We can sustain difference.
Differences, because
differences.
even right now we are different people. We have different
But
characteristics.
how do you sustain being different? Take Shoma Jones. How does she sustain being different?
Yeah,
How do you
man,
sustain
because
being different?
why you did that? And Kgomotso for he believes what I'm more than uniform why did
True.
So
That is
if
how
ever
you
you,
sustain different.
if ever you feel like if you mama in challenge you're gonna lose focus. Oh, boy.
You know what you
You're
should
gonna
do?
lose focus.
Take notes. There's a very thin line between inspiration. You remember we were talking about being the same. You know, sometimes now, for example, might inspire me, and then jiggy, next thing I know, I'm acting like her, I sound like her, it's so annoying.
You walk
know?
like her.
So
and
that's
all
why
that.
there's a thin line between being a copycat, being inspired, and also knowing how to keep being different. Right? Yeah. Don't follow trends, don't fall for
And
it.
guys, we should realize being you in nowadays actually sells.
Yeah,
Have you realized that?
it sells.
If you be yourself, it actually sells. People are so tired of the same formulas, the same thing, and they want to see something new. They wanna, they wanna see something encouraging rather than it's the same old. I've seen this from Lil Wayne or whatever the case may be.
And
Amen.
another thing that gets people interested is if you're doing things consistently.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I feel like we kind of sway away from, especially those that are stuck.
And consistency is very important.
Yeah.
It
if
is
you are
very important.
consistent, we will find you in your consistency and we will follow you.
Yeah.
People don't want to follow Sivs, and then tomorrow Sivs has got like it's awful.
For like the
You
entire
know,
She's gone
you
like
wanna
for
follow
6
Sivs
months.
because you're like you're intrigued by okay, she's here today and the next day. It's like levels. You have to keep on climbing levels. And another thing that I noticed as well, I was listening to a show. It was here in Bloemfontein. I was listening to a show, and they were talking about the talents that are getting booked for gigs and the promoters. And then one of the promoters that was on the event organizers said that the problem is we are trying to be different and we're trying to do something, but our talent is easily accessible. So they need to see themselves as valuable, something that's gonna add value to the things that we're gonna do. So if I can easily see TR Kgomotso, I'm gonna, oh my gosh, TR. Like I understand it's a small community, but at the same time it's like we're easily accessible to each other. So it's like I must pay 20 rand to see you. Happy I know you. It's like guy, I know you. That piece I got 20 rand. So that's what's killing us. We're too familiar with each other. And another thing, we don't take other people's grinds seriously.
Thank you.
Hello guys.
That is a very big problem.
Okay, Todd speaks a lot about value. Off air, what were we talking about? are you worth your value? When I look at you, are you worth what you want?
You need to have something that's going to sell.
Yes.
Something about you has to say to somebody, even if it's not in Bloem. Because I've noticed some artists are leaving Bloem, or some creators are leaving Bloem because they don't get recognition
Like
for what they're
they're
doing.
not taken
Exactly.
seriously.
So there has to be something that's very distinctive about you that has to get someone to say, wow,
Yeah.
I want to
Wow,
get
like
you from there to
Yeah.
there. And now the problem is the people that are saying wow about the talents that we have here are people from outside. So now I feel like we need to exploit that ourselves. Let's not claim someone as it's highly famous and you're like, I know you live next door to me.
No,
I get what
Money
you're saying.
is not accessible. Punch, please support me on this one.
Which is true.
Money is not accessible in
Guys,
Hey.
well,
There's a lot of money.
No. There is money
Wait.
if you have political favor. That is when you have money.
I think we should leave that for after the break. Well, guys, hi, Lokxiie. Hi, Tafula Chesa. Honestly. Hi, Chesa. Kopadi fan, director Kopadi fan. Well, guys, Liponete. Okay, guys.
There's no culture. We have to go back to that problem.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for your words and options and everything. Definitely
Bodyguards and all that, the entire army. Let's just take
Let's
an
go
ad
to an
break.
ad break, then we'll be right back.
But the low him.
Oh,
Go, guys.
Welcome back in the Green Express Cafe.
Table of facts.
Table of facts. Watch his hot. Umlilo namalanga
Yeah,
be
what is in Let's get down.
Right.
Oh, again, what's like a maturikis?
I'm
kidding. But
otherwise, on the table we still have Punch, we still have Sivs, we still have Kyle, we have Twist, we still have TR, and we have Tlezz, who is a promoter and MC, event organizer,
Alice.
artist,
All
around everything, every
I'm a counselor.
all rounders the side.
But guys, are you still good though?
Yeah, good.
Still good.
They settled.
Amazing.
They settled.
Hopefully we'll be calm for this one.
I know.
Hopefully,
We have to remain calm.
We have to remain calm. We have to remain calm. For the second questions now, it's a bit tricky now. And I hope you're not going to catch any feelings.
No, there's no catching feelings. Let's just catch the flu.
Let's just catch the flu.
Yes, not the
and
feelings.
catch the matorikis. We're hacking.
Yes, we are
We're not
hacking.
hacking any feelings now.
No,
No,
just be honest, yes.
For the second questions, they are directed to event organizers. Hashtag pay the artist. I am going to start with stories that can make vital. Yeah. So hashtag pay the artist. Hashtag pay the artist. Stories that can make vital. Really, we're not catching any feelings, any flu, everything. You understand? What happened is that everywhere on social media is that Kenny demanded a certain amount of money. After demanding a certain amount of money, he demanded also a certain amount of materialistic things.
Yes.
And there was a saga on every social platform, as we know. You, okay, let me say Bloem Guru and Kenny. Bloem Guru is fighting with Kenny McVital. Before the hashtag that came off, pay the artist. Right. So, it had a bit of a fuss to each and every artist. That's why we saw that there's a user debate. So, I wish Kenny was here to say every feelings that he had. Because people, things that came out on social media were like, people are tweeting him like he's the what of Bloemfontein, the God's time is not, and Hannah's been based. Anyways, Eric, move to the questions because I don't want to speak my questions in existence, you understand? Okay, the first question is that, why is that an artist can use all their might to perform, especially MCs? They can MC all night, but still get paid peanuts and not get paid at all.
Ibima.
From my side, we always pay people. You know that we always pay. And if ever like you are not paid, you always consult me. I always make sure that you get paid. From my side, before I give you like the mic, it's only gonna be about what did we agree on. Did you agree to do it for free, or did you want a certain amount, or use your amount? Did I give you your amount to see? So like it's always like that according to me.
Can I add on that? Like, how do you determine a fee or artist as an event organizer?
Okay, like for instance, you see like Lopang.
Yes.
I can see Lopang is always active on stage. Sometimes.
No, worker MC, worker artist.
Artist.
Yes.
Oh, artist, your brand.
Yeah.
If I give you like, for instance, can you demand it 2K? 2 reps, which is close to like 5,000. Will I get my 5,000 back if I give Kenny back?
But question is, how do you determine?
Listen, what I'm saying, will I get it back? I'll look. No. Maybe I'll get 3,000. Maybe Kenny will attract. Will attract 30 people.
So it works with attraction for the event.
It works in demand.
If I invest this amount on you, I want my money back. I want to even make a profit.
So what about the newcomers, like upcoming artists?
Sometimes you give them like platform. Depends. Sometimes you give them money.
Can I say something? Adding to what the homie is saying there, I think in most cases the artists that gets mostly robbed by event promoters are the ones without the managers, because they take everything that's on the table. At the same time, they're very desperate because they want the spotlight.
That's true.
You know. So, speaking as an event organizer, we did a show last year in December, and then we paid everybody, even including artists that didn't even perform because of timing and slots. So, my advice, or adding to the question, will be: if you're an artist, get a manager. Things get more simpler if you have a manager, because you don't get robbed easily.
But the question is,
Can-
how do you
Determine, yes. Because not all artists are registered, remember. Not all artists are registered. Because let's say I'm a registered artist.
To register to have a manager.
How many people you gonna bring? That's how
Sivs,
I
I feel like you want to add
But
something.
then how do you become sure that this person is going
Because I
to
know
bring
you.
10K?
Because I scout.
It all boils down to demand. Demand, yeah, brand, yeah, how. The kind of demand or but
So that's where you determine for, okay,
Yeah.
can patala 5K or can patala 150
yeah,
or...
it goes with demand.
Most definitely before you book someone, you know this guy, this guy is gonna bring crowd for my event. When he wants 5K, I'm gonna pay him 5K. I know I'm gonna make 10K with this guy. That's how you determine.
Because at the end, sorry.
Can I ask a question? Haven't you booked an artist that is well known and still made a loss after that?
Yeah, you have to remember, an event is a business. Sometimes
business,
you lose,
yeah.
sometimes you win.
Lokxiie.
Do you want to say
that's
something?
fine.
Okay,
Do you wanna-
the reason
oh,
I'm
okay.
asking this question is because there's a lot, not
controversy,
one, not
yes.
two, not three, but a lot of events that I've emceed at and I've never got paid till today. Till I'm not saying it's you. I'm not saying
Yeah.
Sponge. I'm not pointing
Yeah.
fingers. I am saying till today. As an MC, as an individual, I'm not speaking as a head of the table right now. I'm speaking as an MC.
As a brand.
There is a lot of events that I've not been paid till today.
I never, you
from-
go all out, love.
And
Yo, how almost...
and like la bona ditaba tse ke di rwalang bosigo.
Yeesh. Ba bang ha ba ise le di rwala.
Like la bona ditaba tse ke di rwalang bosigo. The way I dance. Imagine I use my energy and I tell my mom that I am going out. I'm going to MC.
Let's
Motho a baka mo go
bring
nna.
it over
No,
to the promoters.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Motho a baka mo go nna. Can I have your bank details? Why are you taking my bank details because you're not going to pay me?
My question is, why are you to jump on that stage without getting your bag before?
Sometimes, let me say, for example, if it's for the first time TRA host the event, can I pay you after the event? Immediately after the event? Because I want to see, Mamela, listen, there's a possibility that TRA might make a loss. I'm going to pay you 5,000 for the event, for emceeing at that night. Can I please pay you after the event? Because the event, people are not coming. So I want to see, ke tlo etsa bokae pele ke kgone go fa. So ke batla understand, why do you take my bank details without paying me? That's why I always use the slogan, if you don't pay, don't book. Finish. Simple as that. Finish and clear. If you don't pay, don't book.
You may speak.
Can I talk?
You may speak. You may speak. You may do everything.
Oh no, okay, yeah. I give question is about event organizers not paying artists. You understand? Now I feel like okay, now I pay artists.
Alright, you can say
okay. Now I do pay people. You understand? I pay people by the way they say to me, if I was some fella for Patal, I'm not gonna pay you.
But okay. So you say if I don't tell you you should pay me, you're not gonna pay me.
Initially, that's what I was gonna ask.
So here's the thing. So I can't I get it like on a day-to-day, how could someone something and someone helps you. Now some of it 10,000, but there's gratitude.
Yes.
So if I have an event, I need an MC. Please help me out. And Lopang agrees to help me out. I get off Lopang 2,000.
Appreciation.
Exactly. Thank you for coming and making my party alive and being the MC of my event. So it doesn't mean just because you need to pay me like 1,000 rand. You
don't have to pay.
Say thank you for what I did because I took my time. My sleep.
Yeah,
your crowd. I pay for my own booze, yet you don't even say thank you.
Yeah, you mean
as an event organizer, before you host an event, you have your own people. But
audience.
You understand? All the event, you know for what man. So if ever all the artists and say, I'm willing to perform. And I feel like, if I was someone to platform my own pattern, but then if I was born to a house, I'm gonna say thank you. That's something. Okay, I'm just saying, if I was doing something, I'm not gonna give you. Maybe earlier, thank you, which is then
Okay, so TR, you're taking the advantage. Ogbana, explain yourself. I do not understand. I'm failing to understand.
Guys, one person at a time.
I did event the keep la for to poncho civile lilopa. You understand? Get target there. Budget there.
Okay, and then
when for TR platform, I'm gonna give you. If there was a something every demander, you don't demand. Because what if say this is something I cannot afford?
Mara, I can we have to agree on something.
So I have to wait for you. Mara, after the event, I will give you something else for thank you. Like I on thank you.
It's a
for example,
guys. Like you don't do some TV. You don't do such as. Papa, do you want to add something?
Just add to one.
Okay. You can add. You the yes. You the last one too on this question. Then we're moving on.
Yeah, you the.
Adding to what the homie is saying, I actually support it because if you do an event, actually you have your own budget to who you want to book. So whatever comes your way in terms of can I perform your event, you're actually doing them a favor as a promoter. That means whatever you're giving them, they have to appreciate it. You didn't have a budget for those people in the first place. You had a budget for Casper Vest, aka and whosoever. So if you approach me saying that can I perform, whatever I give it to you, you have to appreciate it. That's gratitude.
Okay guys, moving on. Because I have full stop. Second question. What is the initial amount an event organizer is willing to pay an artist? And are you guys paying an artist according to the fan base or what?
To be honest, fan base.
But there's so many factors to factor in. It all boils down ultimately to demand. That's like the ultimate one besides fan base, and that's the artist who gets a sense to the kind of event that you're gonna be doing. So that's one of the most important factors. And you wanna add on?
Is there a question?
You wanna say something, Tlezz? Oh. Okay, you're still cool.
Okay,
any promoters? We're coming to that. Don't worry. We're coming to that.
Any question from the audience?
Any add up, any question, anything, anyhow, before we move?
Or TT and then
Tia. We have an artist, it's Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Linda.
Asset. Okay, you know what sense? Explain.
You see yourself as an asset, yes.
Be more clear about it.
An asset. Do you see yourself as somebody that can bring punch money?
Yeah, I see myself as that.
Then why don't you know how to sell yourself?
I know how to make myself marketable.
Do you know how to sell yourself? Not marketable. Do you know how to sell yourself? Then we have to teach other artists how to sell themselves.
Yeah, the upcoming artists.
Now, it's one of the things that I spoke about in the Banana interview. You can't use the same formula as, let's say, project artist and Amobereke. You have to find what's best suited for your character and characteristics and what works for you. And find your formula. Yeah.
Okay, there's another question from the audience.
Now, but then I want to ask, from an artist, how do you know that you cost this much?
Yes.
How do you know your value?
I'm sorry, can I say something first?
That's a question.
That's a question that I asked, but I said that we should state, I stated it very clearly. Now, questions that are directed now are directed to
so
event
now
organizers
from the
and
promoters. The promoter, are you booking someone according to profile or fan base? Because now, Okabuga Moto and the fan base, like my man, like Okabuga Moto and the fan base, more Bloemfontein, but Umubuga welcome. Wow. So now, Ouda also have welcome, very familiar because I want a fellowship with welcome. But now I know you in Bloemfontein, it's what's Panizara Bloemfontein.
Punch, do you want to answer that?
We as Bloem, you don't care whether you big, whether you small, whether you something or what. Or not,
according to what?
According to what? We just book, according to, we said about the artists, DJ, MC, then we choose randomly.
If your schedule is clear, then you're
on profile or on
film.
No,
okay, thank you guys. We're going to take a quick break. A breather. A smaller and a breather. Because we pumped up now. We're pumped up. So, guys, we're going to break. After the break, we'll be back.